In the sun-drenched village of Ayetoro, everyone envied Eniola. She was a woman of grace, with a smile that could light up the darkest room. She married Temitope, a man with a silver tongue and shoes that always shone. He promised her a life of partnership. But as soon as their third child arrived, the marks fell. Temitope stopped seeing a wife and started seeing a servant. He spent his days gallivanting in the city or chasing the fresh flowers of the village, like Bisi and Roke, while Eniola stayed at home to absorb his frustrations. Life became a daily battle. Eniola woke up at 4 a.m. every morning to fry akara to sell by the roadside. Her hands were hardened and rough, her back constantly aching, but the physical pain was nothing compared to the emotional torture. Temitope loved to embarrass her. He would sit with his friends on the couch, staring at his smartphone. When Eniola walked past with a heavy load, he would snore loudly so his friend could hear. "Look at this horn. I thought I married a woman, but I ended up with a farm laborer. Eniola, look at your clothes. You look like a rag used to clean a palm oil spill." His friends would laugh. And Eniola's own friends, women she grew up with, eventually stopped visiting. They didn't want to be associated with a woman who allowed herself to be treated like a dog. She was utterly alone in a house of thorns. The cruelty was a family business. Every 2 weeks, Temitope's mother, Mama Shade, would arrive with empty sacks. She didn't ask. She simply raided the storehouse Eniola worked so hard to fill. "Mama, please," Eniola begged one afternoon, clutching a half bag of fries. "The children haven't eaten since morning." Mama Shade hissed. It sounded like a viper. "If they are hungry, they should ask their father. My daughter in the city just gave birth and needs her strength. You are a strong woman, Eniola. If the pot is empty, go and find water to feed it. Stop being lazy." Mama Shade would pack their yams and oil into a taxi, while Temitope sat nearby, scrolling through social media, refusing to lift a finger to help his own children. The chaos peaked when Temitope's younger brother Shegun began arriving at 11 p.m. unannounced. One Tuesday, Eniola had just tucked the children in when Temitope kicked her leg under the blanket. "Get up! Shegun is here. He wants fresh pounded yam and egusi, not the one in the fridge. Fresh." Eniola wept as she picked up the mortar and pestle in the dead of the night. Thud, thud, thud. The sound felt like her own heartbeat breaking. When she dared to report this to her mother-in-law, the old woman simply told her, "A man is a king. If he wants yam at midnight, you become Gituba." When they got home, Temitope beat her for disgracing him by reporting his household matters. One market day, as Eniola sat at her stall with a swollen eye, a sleek car pulled up. Mrs. Adenuga, a wealthy exporter, had been watching Eniola for weeks. She saw the work ethic, the resilience, and the pain. She didn't give Eniola a handout. She gave her an opportunity. "I don't invest in pity, Eniola. I invest in power. I have seen how you manage your trade, despite your own. We all know about it. Come work with my supply chain. We will build a business they cannot touch." Eniola began a secret life. While Temitope thought she was just selling akara and other things, she was actually securing large-scale food processing contracts. She kept her bank account secret. She wore her rags at home, but her spirit was wearing gold. While Eniola grew, Temitope began to wither. He lost weight. His skin lost its glow. He blamed village people for his bad luck. One afternoon, while searching for his phone charger, Eniola found a small white bag hidden under his socks. Inside were small round pills. A quick photo was sent to a clinic friend, who confirmed the truth. Retroviral drugs, HIV. Eniola felt a cold, sharp clarity. She tested herself and the children, and by the grace of God, they were negative. Temitope had been too busy with village girls to even look at his wife for months. Eniola called a family meeting. She invited Mama Sade, Segun, and the elders. They arrived expecting a feast. Instead, they found Eniola standing tall, her bags packed. She looked at Temitope, who was coughing into a handkerchief. "I am leaving," she said. Mama Sade started to shout, "You are going nowhere. Who will cook for my son?" Eniola threw the medical report and the pills on the table. "The girls in the village will cook for him. The ones he spent our children's school fees on. Let them share his bed and his medicine. You took the food from my children's mouth for years. Now, go and find food for your son, because I am done." Temitope tried to reach for her, but she stepped back as if it was a poisonous snake. "I have a house in the city. My business is flourishing. You thought you were burying me, Temitope, but you were actually planting a seed. And today, I have grown too big for this small wicked garden." Eniola walked out with her children and blocked every single one of them. Months later, rumors reached Ayetoro. Eniola was seen on television receiving an award for her business. She looked 10 years younger, her skin glowing like mahogany. In the village, Temitope stayed in that house. Segun stopped visiting because there was no one to pound yam at night. Mama Sade had to wash Temitope's clothes. Temitope would sit by the window, clutching his phone, waiting for a call from the girls, who used to love his money, but the phone stayed silent. Morals of the story: you cannot plant thorns and expect to harvest grapes. Temitope planted neglect, infidelity, and cruelty, and that is exactly what he harvested when the chips were down. Eniola's story is a reminder to every woman: do not let a man's darkness put out your light. Build yourself in silence, so that when you finally speak, the world has no choice but to listen. If you were Eniola, would you have stayed to care for Temitope because of the children, or would you have walked away just like she did? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment for more stories from NieTales.